is. So here we go, all right. So, let's see what else. I'll give you the paperwork. All right, so here we go. So this is Leslie taking the legacy interview of Erika Sharp on May the 29th, 2022. Were your permission to take this in video?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't take my nose off.
All right. So let me make sure everything's sitting up good. Yes, perfect. All right. So please, how long have you lived in the desert, Erika?
I think close to 50 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In Palm Desert, about 40.
Where were you before that?
In Rancho Mirage.
Okay.
And in Casito City.
Why did you move to Palm Desert in particular?
Well, we had friends who lived on Grapevine. And they said, well, there's a nice, well, the house was not nice, it was an old house, but there's a lot and it's in a good area. And we looked at it and we liked it. And my husband was a general contractor. So he redid the whole thing. He tore it apart and redid it. And we love Palm Desert. I love Palm Desert. I wouldn't live anyplace else.
Do you like it more than Rancho?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And why is that?
Well, in Casito City, he built 10 duplexes.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought, if you have 20 rentals, you better live close to it. Mm-hmm. So we lived there. That was like our investment, our retirement. And I managed Elks Lodge in Palm Springs for 25 years, so that was closer too.
What's the address of the Elks Lodge? Is it still there?
They sold it and they're buying a new one. It was there for 60, 70 years, I think. Used to be an old gambling casino. Very interesting.
In what way?
Well, they do a lot of good.
Mm-hmm.
The people they do for crippled children, raise money, and they pay the therapist, and they're nice people. They're just middle class, down to earth, good American people. You feel very comfortable there.
Is it the only Elks Club in the desert?
Well, no, they have one in Indio. They used to have one in Palm Desert, but it didn't make it.
Okay.
Where LG's Steakhouse was? Mm-hmm. They had the Elks Lodge in there. But there's one in Indio, and I think there's one in Yucca Valley.
Are you still involved in the Elks
Well,
Club?
no, I still meet with the ladies. I'm involved with the Lady Elks.
I see.
And we meet once a month for lunch. Mm-hmm. And they're all in the 80s and 90s, and I've known them for 50 years, so it's fun. It was about 16, and I think we're down to 7. Mm-hmm. The rest passed away, so.
Where are some of the places that you've met for lunch? Where has that been?
All over the place. We go to Cactus Jack, to Mitch's.
What about years ago? Where did you go? Where did you go? Did you go to lunch there?
No, we just started that probably, 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm. What were some of the events that you would have at the Elks with your husband?
Well, at the Elks, we had a restaurant there. There was a restaurant at the Elks. So they had dinners, Friday, Saturday night dances, Sunday breakfast, Tuesday spaghetti night, mm-hmm. Monday I think was taco night. They had something going every night. Thursday night was the meeting night. They met every Thursday. And it was like a family thing. People come, everybody knew everybody. People come, they dance with each other, and for all older people, mm-hmm. and had a wonderful time.
What do you mean you managed that? What did you do?
I was the manager. So I hired and fired. And
how many employees?
There were about 15. You had waiters, waitresses, cooks, bartenders.
You must have heard some tales.
Good ones.
So you would set up the different nights, the different topics?
Well, I was there all the time. We had parties, we had weddings there, we had funerals there, we had graduations.
Can you think of an event or events that stand out that was something really unusual, or it was just mostly just low key and family type?
It was family type.
Yeah.
It was like a family place.
Do you go to the one in Indio, or you don't?
No.
Okay, let's see. Where were you born?
I was born in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, it was East Germany, Wernigerode, and I was born in a camp.
Mm-hmm.
Because my parents were Lithuanians,
Mm-hmm.
and when the Germans came to Lithuania,
Mm-hmm.
they took them
Mm-hmm.
from there. My dad was a tailor,
Mm-hmm.
so of course they used him to sew uniforms, and that's where I was born. I don't remember. I only know what my parents told me.
And how long were you there? Where was the next stop after?
Well, the war was over in 43,
Mm-hmm.
so then they relocate you. So we got relocated to a small town, about an hour from Frankfurt.
Mm-hmm.
My dad opened his business,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Tailor?
went to school there.
Was he a tailor when he opened
Yeah.
his business? Uh-huh.
And I went to school there, and I stayed there till I was 17. Then I went to England for 3 years, and I was 20 when I came over here by myself. I didn't marry an American. I came here all alone. I married an American afterwards, but
Now, why did you come to the United States?
because of the nice. I want to go to California. Even as I always want to come to California because it was warm. You know, Germany is very cold. And I liked America. I thought the people are friendly, the people are nice, and
Did you come right to Southern California?
no, to San Francisco.
Now, why did you go to how did
Well,
you end up there?
but what happened? When I was in London, I met that nice family. He was chairman of the board of United Press International, Mr. Basamio, and his wife. And her mother was from Austria. She spoke German. You know, she was in the 90s, so she went back to German. So we talked, and she says, well, I'm looking for a companion for my mom because we travel a lot, and it'd be nice to have somebody speak German to.
Mhm.
So that's how I came over. And they owned Buena Vista Winery in Sonoma.
I see.
So that was my start here in the United States.
How was your English when you first came?
Perfect. I lived in London for 3 years.
Okay.
Thank God.
So when you came, were you excited when you came over? What was that like when you came over here? It's like you're finally.
Well, I was 20.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't drink yet.
Yeah.
So I went out, but I said, God, in Europe you can drink anytime. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Oh.
So I met nice people, and I have one girlfriend I met in Sonoma. Her husband owned a French restaurant there, and she lives in Hawaii now. We're still friends, and that was 60 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be 80 next year.
Yeah. You're amazing. So then, okay, so there you are. You're in Sonoma.
Yeah.
And then you were there for 3 years. Is that what you said?
No, I was 3 years in London.
Oh,
I was
okay.
in Sonoma, I think, was it 2 years?
Okay.
2 or 3 years, I think I was in
And then
Sonoma.
all of a sudden it's Southern California?
No, she died.
Oh, she did.
She passed away. And I said, well, I'm going to have to start my own life, So I moved to Westwood with a girlfriend, another German girl. We came to Westwood. And I got a job with Butler Data System as a secretary. I don't know anything about secretary. Well, he hired me, I think, because the way I looked, not what I knew.
Well, what year was it that you came to Westwood? Would you think it was?
Probably 65.
Okay.
So I worked there at Butler's Data System, and I met my first. They sent me to school, computer school, and I learned how to be a computer operator.
Okay.
And but that was a long time ago. They still had those big IBMs in those
Yeah.
cold places, and I met my first husband there, and I married him. And he was the art director for Butler Data System. We updated all the parts catalogs for all the airlines, plus the military, KC 135, 137, and all that. So he decided he wants to travel. He wants to go sailing. So we sold everything. We bought a big boat, not that big, 30 foot. And we sailed the whole coast of Mexico, all the way down to South America and back. And then we came to Catalina. We were in Catalina, and the lobster guy fell and broke all his ribs. He was fishing lobster in Catalina, so he couldn't lift the traps anymore. So we lobster fished the whole season with him. He would have lost everything. So we made money there too,
Oh,
you know.
you mean you helped this lobster?
Yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah, I baited the things, and him and my
Oh.
husband pulled in the traps and took them to
So
LA
how long
and
was this
sold
whole
them.
thing in the water with the sailing? How long?
Probably 4 or 5 years.
Gee.
Well, and then he got cancer of the pancreas.
Yeah.
But we came back and he built a boat, a beautiful boat. It was a brigantine, it was 40 feet, 2 masts, and we lived on the boat.
Where were you?
In
on
Long
the-
Beach,
Okay.
a Southwind Marina. That's where I met my second husband. He owned 2 restaurants right there. So my husband had cancer of the pancreas, and of course he died. You know, in those days,
Yeah.
not much you can do about it.
Pancreatic.
And I managed the 2 restaurants. What my husband, my current, well, he passed away 5 years ago, but my husband then, he hired me. No, I worked there. He bought the restaurants, and I stayed there, and we fell in love. And then we came to
What were the name
Palm
of the
Springs.
restaurants? I know
The
that
Red Ridge Inn and the Brass Penny. But it's right, you know, where the Henry Ford Bridge is, right there. They don't exist anymore. They pulled everything out of there.
So, well, when you came inland, you were on the water all this time, and all of a sudden you're inland.
But I love it here.
Okay.
Well, I like the heat. You know, I grew up in Germany. It's cold, and it's that wet cold. I love the heat. I love the summers here. I don't mind the summers at all. I wouldn't live anyplace else. I could if I want to. I could live in Europe if I want to. I don't want to. I want to live right here. I feel good. My body feels good. I like the people. I like the surrounding. It's beautiful. Look at the mountains. Look at everything. It's gorgeous.
It is.
Isn't
It
it?
truly is. At this time, in this area, do you have immediate family in this area?
No.
Um,
Well, my husband had a daughter. So she lived with us for a while. She moved to Vegas. She had 2 daughters, and one had 4 kids, another one had 2. So now I have 2 granddaughters and 6 great-grandkids without having any children.
Perfect.
The easy way. And they live in Vegas, and the other one lives in Houston, Texas. But they come and visit all the time.
You got all those gorgeous beds waiting.
Yep.
Do you belong to any religious organization?
No. And I tell you what, I was raised Catholic with Catholic nuns. And I went to church every morning and every night. So I did enough till I'm 98. Then I start again. But I believe in God. I mean, I'm not an atheist. I just don't believe going to church. I can pray at home.
I agree, directly.
Yes. And if you're a good person, you have nothing to worry about, do you?
I agree. How do you compare the family structure of when you were younger, when you were married, to the family structure then as the family structure of today?
Well, I think it's terrible today. You know, the divorces and women without husbands and the children are being raised. You know what the biggest problem is today? I tell you. There's no respect. If you don't have respect for yourself, you don't have respect for other people. And there's no discipline. See, we were raised with discipline and respect. You respect your parents, you respect your teacher, you respect your priest or whoever, you respect your boss, and you have discipline. You have a job, you're there, and you work and you do it. It's not there anymore, is it?
Why do you think?
I don't know. Maybe they have too much.
Yeah.
You know, they're spoiled.
Yeah.
And they have too much. I know what it is having nothing and start out with nothing. And I think if you have too much, you just don't care anymore. Hey, give me.
Yeah.
Why work for it if they give it to you? That's the biggest problem.
When you moved here, how long have you lived in this house then? Tell me again.
Probably, I think 37 years, 36 or 37 years.
All right, so you moved in, and then did your husband work? He was a contractor.
He was a contractor.
And then what about your connection with the Shadow Mountain Club? Tell me.
Well, we were members.
Yeah.
Because my husband played golf. I don't play golf. I don't like golf. I think it's a stupid, boring game. That's my opinion.
But did you go over to the clubhouse?
I go to the clubhouse. We went to the parties, and now too. You know, I have a lot of friends there. I mean, I know everybody there. So, and Lindy BG bought it, thank God, and saved it, thank God. Otherwise, it'd probably be brown. And there's a lot of nice people there.
Tell me about when she bought it. When did she buy it? And
A year ago. And it was it was ready to go under. So she did save it. And I'm thankful for her.
How is it different now that she bought it?
Well, I think it's more camaraderie.
Okay.
And Lindy is a very friendly type. She likes people. She likes parties. She likes to bring people together. Mm-hmm. So she does things. You know, she has parties. She has like a country western night, or she has parties in her house. She has a beautiful home and invites from the club. She invites people. She has a lot of friends there. She's been there over 30 years. Mm-hmm. And it's a total different atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. So it was kind of down, and then
she brought it back. Oh, no money. You know, she got the money to make it look good.
Mm-hmm. It still has golf. What other activities do they have?
She built a putting green, 18-hole putting green. It's beautiful because you can bring your family. When my grandkids were here, they went over there and played it and loved it.
It's like a putt-putt thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's 18 holes. It's brand new. And the course looks great. It never looked that good. She cleaned it up. She put a lot of pretty things. You know, she likes statues and nice woman. It's a woman's touch. That's what it is.
Is she involved in some kind of a pet thing too, isn't she?
Yeah, loving all animals. Oh, that's where I got Ona from. I got Ona from her. When my dog died, she came and she says, "You come and see me. We'll find you a new baby." And we did.
What are some of your favorite memories of being here since you've moved here?
Well, I got a lot of good memories. I had a wonderful marriage of 46 years. I have a lot of wonderful friends.
What about, let's say, things like, where would you go to eat breakfast or special lunches and things like that, if you want?
Well, I like Mitch's. I like to go in Palm Desert.
Okay.
I don't go to Palm Springs. I like it right here. I like to support the locals, okay? Yeah. I like Cactus Jack.
Yeah. Now, is Cactus Jack's owned by the same people as Ona?
Yeah.
Oh, they've owned it a long time?
Well, see, he had one in Indio for probably 50 years, I think, at that Royal Motel. Mm-hmm. And then they wanted to rent up high. And then he opened the one here. That used to be Johnny Bash's and all kinds of places before that. He bought that, and then they wanted too much rent in Indio when his contract was up, and he stayed here.
What's his name, Jack?
Jack.
His name is Jack?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know him. I met him once, I think.
Okay.
But I like the girls in there, and I tell you, their food is excellent.
Yeah.
And the price is right. And it's like a neighborhood place.
Did you go to different restaurants like the Turtle or anything? You know?
Well, oh yeah, Wally's. Well,
yeah.
I know Wayne knew Wally really well because in Long Beach he had the Velvet Turtles.
Yeah.
And we knew him from then. We used to eat at the Velvet Turtles. And my husband was in the restaurant business, and he was a city councilman in Long Beach. So, of course, he knew Wally. And then when he came out here, and, you know, his chef opened George's in Bermuda Dunes. You ever been to George's? It's a Yugoslav restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. The best food in town. Well, George passed away. He died.
When?
Last year. Yeah, recently.
He owned that. There's a little bar next to it called...
Yeah, we have dancing in it. And Svetlana, his wife, she's a wonderful lady. She's a doctor. She's a medical doctor. And he met her in Belgrade at the hospital. His back hurt. He went to the hospital and, you know, she treated him and he married her and brought her over. And she loves running the restaurant, better than being a doctor. How you like that? But she's a friendly people person, you know.
Is it open? Is it back open?
Oh yeah, it's open. Well, her brother, who worked with her husband, is doing the cooking, so you can go there. The food's good, and they have the best Greek salad. If you like a Greek salad, it's the best.
It's in that little shopping center.
Yeah, in that shopping center.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
What other kind of food? They had a Belgian restaurant.
Cibon in Rancho Mirage. That's good. We go there for lunch.
Yeah, I like Cibon. Where else are those kind of restaurants?
Where else do I go? Oh, I like Cousteau's.
Oh.
Best duck breast in town. Cousteau's is very good.
Yeah.
I don't think he's open for lunch right now.
Yeah.
But he was before.
Did you cook a lot for you and your husband, or did you like
constant? I learned how to cook. I know how to cook.
Yeah.
And running restaurants and hotels,
yeah.
you have to know how to cook. When the chef is sick, you better go in there and cook, you know.
Did your husband want you to cook, you know, restaurant style or?
Oh no, he liked German food. I cooked a lot of German food. He
Like
loved
what?
German food.
Like what?
Like Wiener Schnitzel, Sauerbraten, Rouladen, stuffed cabbage, goulash, all the good stuff.
So did you have when you moved here, did you have an actual occupation here or did you
When
know?
I moved here, I ran the International Hotel, and Sunrise is not there anymore.
I see.
Because my husband bought the food and beverage with another
Concession.
partner, the concession, yeah. So I ran that. And then I worked at the Forest Inn, what was in Rancho Mirage, one of the best restaurants here. It's not here anymore either. They had all the movie stars come in, Liz Taylor, and I mean everybody came there.
Okay, well wait a second. People want to know about this part.
Okay.
People want to know about the people that you saw in that restaurant. So first of all, can you tell me about that? It's called the Forest
The
Inn.
Forest Inn. And it looked kind of like a, you know, Bavarian thing.
Oh yeah?
And they had excellent food. They had
Where
the
were
best.
they now?
Right on 111 in Rancho Mirage. But it's not there anymore.
What's there now?
I don't know.
Doesn't really matter. I just thought.
I don't remember.
So
what's
it was
there.
a restaurant, and
Yeah.
people would come.
Well,
down.
people who've been here for a while know it. No.
Okay.
And they had all the movie stars used to come in there.
Now, were you in that restaurant, the Forest Inn? What was your function in there? What were you?
I was a waitress, and I
Oh,
made
you
more
were.
money than I ever made. I mean, that was a long, long time ago. But Gail was a friend of mine. I met Gail, and she needed help, and you know, I went to work for her, and I made a lot of money in that place.
I bet you did.
Yeah, a lot of tips.
Who is Gail? Is he the owner?
She owned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's her last name?
I don't remember.
But a woman owned it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really?
Her mother had a restaurant, a Forest Inn in Lake Tahoe, and then
Okay.
Gail come over here and opened it here.
How long was that open?
It was open a long time. So it probably was in the 70s and 80s. But it was there long before, I think, before I went there.
Was that area was it like restaurant alley, or you know they had a lot of
Well,
restaurants?
Lord Fletcher was there already.
was.
Yeah. He's gone now too. I used to go there too. They had good prime rib.
Is it okay? So you had what? You had Forest Inn, Lord Fletcher, the Chart House. Did they?
The Chart House was there. And then Hungry Tiger was there. That's gone. They had a Hungry Tiger. I know, right where the Chart House is. A little farther down. Velasquez Whalers is. That's where the Hungry Tiger was.
They had good oysters in there.
Yeah.
Clams.
Well, they come and go. Nothing is forever, is it?
How do you have such a good attitude about things coming and going? Do you,
Well, you know, my feeling is, okay, you're only here once, right? So you make the best of it. I get up in the morning and I say, today's going to be a good day and nobody's going to mess with me. And that's it. And I enjoy every day. I just do what I want to do. Be good to people, especially the people you love. Be nice to them. You only have one chance, right? When they're gone, it's too late. And that's it. And I'm a happy person. I had a wonderful life with my husband for 46 years. Nobody can take that away from me. And I'm not asking for more. I can't be greedy. 46 years is a long time, right?
and plus, getting to your age, my age, I'm a little younger. I don't know. You owe it to yourself to be joyful, no matter
Yes.
what.
No, you have to. You have to have a good
Yes.
attitude.
You
And
have
stay
to.
healthy.
Yeah.
You know, and have good friends. Because after my husband died, you know, my dog and my friends, they got me through it.
Yeah.
And it's good to have friends. People need people.
Yeah.
So don't put up with the jerks. Only have good friends.
I don't. It's a
I don't have time. I tell them. I said, get away from me.
You do?
Oh,
Well,
hell yes.
tell me more about that. What do you mean if you notice somebody's just being a jerk? What do you do?
I say, hey, I don't have time for you. You know, my time is valuable. I want to spend it with people I like. So
I
don't
know.
bother me. Don't waste my time. Get away from me. And that's it. Well, I'm a person. I say it like it is.
Yeah.
And I always have been. And I'm still alive. I'm 79, right?
Well, you deliver it in a certain way too. You deliver it in a certain way.
I just say it. So that's it.
Well, tell me, how long have you been involved in the Historic Society, for example?
4 years.
Yeah. And were you a volunteer there before? You're
Well,
on the board now.
yeah,
you know.
what happened, my girlfriend who lived across the way, she moved to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
She was on the board.
What was
So,
her name?
Christy.
Okay.
Christy Lane.
Okay.
So Christy came one day, it was after Wayne passed away, and she says, you know, you should get involved in things. I said, Christy, I'm involved in enough stuff. You know, I'm involved with the pilots, I'm involved with the Elks. No, she says, you like it. So she dragged me there, and I think I went to 2 meetings, and I was on the board.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and I've been there since.
Now,
And I like it.
What do you like about it?
Well, they're nice people. And I help them with all the food functions. You know, if they have like the picnic or they have
The brownies.
I make the brownies.
No, I know.
Or if there's a party, I help them with it. And I like it. And I docent when they don't have anybody there. And there's nice people there. I enjoy it.
Are you a fill-in docent or you have a...
I'm a fill-in.
What do you like about the firehouse itself? I mean...
Well, right now, after David did it, it's gorgeous. Before, I was not crazy about it. But David did a very good job.
Okay.
Before they had that nasty carpet in there, you walk in and it smelled.
Yeah.
You know, and it's pretty now. It's good.
How do you run your tours? If someone has to ask you a question, or do you have an actual tour that you give?
No, what I do, when somebody comes in, I show them, you know, that's that, there's the beginning, that, blah, and I said, take your time. You have any question, call me. I'd be happy to answer you. I hate when somebody follows me around, okay? I don't like following people around. Because, you know, take your time, read it. You have any question, I'll be there.
Yeah.
You know, some they just follow. People don't like that. I got news for you. You like it? I don't like it. Right?
What are some of the questions that the people ask you, that frequent asked questions of the visitors that come in there?
Well, they want to know
how hot does it get?
Yeah, of course. We had a really interesting guy in last Monday, you know, because I've been doing the last 3 Mondays. I'm doing Monday again. And he was an architectural student. Mm-hmm. And he was older. So we'd start joking with him, and he was so funny. I really liked it. We had fun with Chris, and I had a ball with him. And then he was looking, he bought the books. He even gave me $21 donation. Oh. And he bought some books. And he wanted to find out about different things. So I told him, you know, some things. And I said, you know what? The person to talk to is David. So I gave him David's phone number, and I called David. And I said, he's going to call you when you're going to help him. And David says, oh, I'd love to.
Wait a minute, so who is David now?
You know David Talkman?
No.
No, Tolzman. That's his name.
T-A...
Yeah.
How do you spell it? T-A-L-S?
Yeah, you know, he's the one who did all the...
No, I don't know him.
Oh, you don't know him? Oh, you love David. He's a lot of fun, and he's very smart. He's on the board. He's going to be our new vice president.
When I was there, was he there? He wasn't there.
Yeah, he sat right across from you.
He did?
The guy who was really brown, who just got back from Africa?
I didn't notice. So I sat next to Rochelle.
Yeah, and I sat here, and David sat next to me. No, there was, what's her name? Bev, and then there was David.
Okay. Okay. So he's doing a lot of what? He's doing a lot of...
well, he did all... He doesn't do that anymore.
Is he an architect?
No, but he's involved.
He just knows.
Yeah.
After you have to be there.
He likes it. He likes all that the old buildings and the old stuff, and he has very good taste. So.
Yeah.
He used to have a flower shop in San Diego. So whenever we have parties too, he builds the most beautiful bouquets from nothing. He's out of his garden and his yard, and it's beautiful.
Are you on any other boards besides the...
No, I just quit. I was the treasurer for the 99s, the women pilots, for about 15 years. Mm-hmm. And I was their chairman for 5 years before that. And then at the Ladies Elks, I'm on the board there. And I used to be the president for 2 years.
I want to know about the 99s. Is it 99ers or 99s?
No, it's 99s.
Okay, so what does that
It's
mean?
a woman pilot group. You have to be a pilot, a licensed pilot. It started with Amelia Earhart with 99 pilots in New York. That's why they're named in the 99s. And it's worldwide. It's everywhere. Even Arabia, Russia, Germany, England, everywhere. It's all over the world. And they're really a fun group of people. And what we do, we help women to get scholarships and guide them. You know, they come to our meetings and we help them. to become pilots.
Oh, so
That's our main purpose.
Scholarships to become a pilot?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. These are people that have just expressed an interest in being a pilot?
Well, no. It's like we take the young woman. If they're older too, I mean, we help them too. But the young girls who are in high school or in college and they want to make it as a career.
Really?
They want to be a pilot or an astronaut. Like at the last meeting we had one, she wanted to be a commercial pilot. The other one wants to be an astronaut. So we help them to get there.
You give them guidance?
We give them guidance. We help them to get scholarships. And the 99s, I mean, we give money, but we don't have that money. We're not that big a chapter. But they get money from the 99s too. And there's different areas where they can get. Like the EAA, what's the men's pilot club, they're helping with the ground school. They do those Eagle flights, they take young people up. And
Is that Civil Air Patrol?
No, they call it EAA. And it's a pilot group. But there's women in there too, but mostly men.
Mm-hmm. How are you different? How are you different than that EAA? You said
we're women and they're men.
Oh, so I thought the other one they allow some women, but mostly the 99.
But nobody came and applied. I mean, if somebody comes, we'll probably have to take them. You can't be prejudiced, right?
Okay.
But I don't think anybody had
Tell me
any
about your
interest.
flying. I noticed that here you were flying at the Desert Center Airport. Okay, let's hear it about that. Tell me about the Desert Center.
Where did you get that from?
It's an old flyer.
Oh, it's an old one. Yeah, we had, at the Desert Center, we had a barbecue. See, it tells you all here.
Right.
And it was fun. They came up there, they had trophies and...
Now, is that in Bermuda Dunes?
No, it's up
Oh.
the mountain. Not up the mountain, it's up I-10. You go up there, way up there.
Oh. Well, tell me about, okay, there was you as a female pilot, okay?
Uh-huh.
How often your husband was a pilot also?
Yes, we were on the plane the whole time he was alive. We had a plane. I don't have a plane anymore.
Where
but there's planes in our group.
Where would you fly?
Well, we had a Bonanza, and the last one we had was a 310, what's a twin engine. We go everywhere. We fly to Vegas, see the grandkids.
Yeah.
We fly for breakfast. Or with the 99s, we had a lot of fly-ins. We get a bunch of planes together and say we fly to Laughlin, go have breakfast, and fly back. Or fly to Riverside or wherever. Until I fly to Catalina. We flew to Catalina with the 99s.
Is that an overnighter?
No. You fly, you have lunch or breakfast and fly back. And it's fun. People unusually, sometimes we call the 99s in that area when they meet us there. Like we flew down to San Diego. We met the 99s in San Diego. Or we flew, Imperial Valley has a chapter, so we flew down to Imperial. And sometimes they have like a party like a Oktoberfest there. We had Oktoberfest and they fly in. Or they have a party in a hangar, we get pizzas and salad. And you meet a lot of different people and nice people. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you have the same interest.
Yeah.
Well,
now,
Jackie...
Go ahead.
Jackie Cochran started our chapter here in
and who is
Coachella. Jackie Cochran was a pilot who started the WASP. And she held... WASP, W-A. Mm-hmm. The woman artillery, I guess they call it, in the army, where they flew the planes.
Is she still alive?
No, she died.
Did you know her?
I knew her.
What was that? Tell me about her.
Well, she was a little different.
Okay, well that's
But she had records. She held a lot of records. She wasn't the friendliest person. A little arrogant. Right. But I liked her. I had no problems with her. I met her twice. She had a barbecue at her house. And that was a long time ago when I first was with the 99s.
Yeah,
it was in the late 70s.
And the women, if you had the 99s, if she had a party with the 99s, it was only women?
Only the 99s, yeah.
Yeah.
But she held several records. Through the flying, I met a lot of interesting people. I met Jack Yeager.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was interesting.
Yeah.
Good looking too.
That helps.
That helps a lot. I'm kidding. I was looking. What were you? I interrupted you.
No, that's okay. I was going to say. No, all right. So tell me about the airports here. So you've had a lot of experience with the various airports.
Okay, I started to fly at Bermuda Dunes.
All right.
And then I went to Jackie Cochran. It was Thermo Airport,
Yeah.
but they named it Jackie Cochran Airport now. So now it's in Thermo.
Oh, so now it's called
Jackie Cochran Airport.
Thermal.
Because there's a nice long runway. I did a lot of practicing there. And then you have Palm Springs.
All right, so there's three. What do you call them? Private airports, or what do you call
Well,
them?
Palm Springs is an international airport, but Bermuda Dunes and Jackie Cochran are private airports. You have a lot of jets there because there's a lot of wealthy people down valley. They keep their jets there, and you have a lot of jets in Bermuda Dunes. But Bermuda Dunes has a smaller runway.
So you can only certain planes can
Yeah.
come. And you and your husband would utilize Bermuda Dunes, right?
Well, we had our plane in Bermuda Dunes because it was the closest.
I see.
We had it in Palm Springs when we lived in Rancho Mirage in Casino City. But when we moved here, we moved it to Bermuda Dunes because it was the closest.
They have pilots, and then they have people that are coming in. They have who is in a piloted plane that coming in with a pilot, and they're not the pilot. They're a
Yeah.
passenger in the plane. What kind of planes came in these places?
Oh, a lot of big jets, beautiful planes,
Yeah.
expensive planes.
Was there a snobbery with the different planes?
No.
Okay.
I think pilots are different people. Like, you know, when we meet usually in pilots lounge, you meet the pilots who fly in the big jets, or you meet the people. Everybody's friendly. Everybody's nice. There's no. Well, I met Arnold Palmer one time down in Bermuda Dunes. He had a plane. He flew. So I was standing there waiting for I had to go to the bathroom. So he tied the plane down. I went to the bathroom and I came out. And that guy comes up and starts talking to me. So I talked to him and I said, well, you know, I'm not into golf. So I said, God, he looks familiar, you know. Where do I know him from? So I kept talking to him. I'm a friendly person. And then my husband walked up and he said, oh, hi, Arnie, how are you? So then after he left, I said to him, who is that guy? I thought he looked familiar. He says, you dummy, that was Arnold Palmer.
Do you ever go to that? Well, did you ever go to the Arnold Palmer restaurant?
Oh, yes. And he came we had some fundraisers. He came with his wife, his second wife. I met his first wife too at a function. But he came and supported us.
Isn't that the one where they had dancing at the Arnold Palmer restaurant, or maybe not?
I went there for dinner a couple of times. That was okay. I wasn't that impressed.
Yeah. What about La Quinta? You don't mention La Quinta, do you?
Well, I like La Quinta. I go to La Quinta.
Yeah. Seems like it's part of Palm Desert in a certain
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Well, you know, I go to the Republican headquarters. I volunteer there, so
How's
it's
that?
in La Quinta.
Oh, is
I
it?
like it. I love it. I'm at the action committee and I fight like hell.
Is that the
right
one
up my
on the
alley.
shopping center?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. I've
right
seen
where
it.
State of Brothers is.
Yeah.
And I'm interested in local politics. I like to help to elect city council people. Like I'm going to help Jan Harnick with her election.
Yeah.
I make phone calls for him, lots of phone calls.
I know you said. Oh,
And I helped Kathleen Kelly, and I helped Sabi and Jan. They run together, so I help both of them.
yeah. What?
And you should be involved in local politics. That's where it starts.
I am a little bit over there, but I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
So tell me about your dog.
Ona.
Yeah.
Ona is the love of my life. My husband found her. Well, we had Jack. Jack was my dog, and Jack passed away.
Yeah.
He had cancer. So we rescued Ona. You know, we went to Loving All Animals, Lindy. So Ona came home in a limousine. Lindy had a limousine where she took people around to look at the dogs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we found her up in Desert Hot Springs. And I walked right by her because I was talking to a lady, and Wayne says, get back here, look at her. I said, well, you want her? He says, yes. I said, well, then let's take her. So we took her. And she's the best baby in the world.
Oh,
I love her. You know, she's older. She's 12. I don't even want to think about it.
I know it. They're so
But-
lovely. I have two, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
Well, there's so much company. You get all the love you want unconditionally. They don't lie to you. They don't cheat on you.
I still marvel at your positive attitude in the face of all the junk that's going on right now. Yeah.
Well, you have to be positive and you have to fight. If you don't say nothing, now it's the time to speak up. Because if you don't, they're going to run all over you.
Yeah.
You want that? You want to be communism? No. I've been there.
I know you said that.
You
Do
know?
you have any desire to go back?
No. Well, I feel like I'm an American.
Yeah.
You know, I came over here, I love this country, I adopted this country, I'm an American.
Yeah.
And that's it. I have no feelings for Germany. I really shouldn't. I was born in a goddamn camp. Why should I have feelings for them, right?
What kind of camp was it?
Well, it's like a concentration camp. Smaller one in Wernigerode.
It was a concentration camp?
They were all concentration camps. But hey, that's life. You roll with the punches, right?
Mm-hmm.
And life goes on, doesn't stop. I didn't suffer because I was little, but my parents suffered, you know.
So do you have any, if you're going to travel, let's say you're going to travel now, where would you go?
Tell you the truth, I don't want to travel. I've been everywhere. You know, we used to go to Europe every year because my parents lived in Germany. So I took a month off and my husband did. We fly to Frankfurt, we rent a car, we go see my parents, we stay a week with my parents, and then I took 2 weeks to take my husband all over Europe. So we went everywhere, north and south, and I mean everywhere. Yugoslavia, when it was still communist, we went all over Europe. I have no desire going back to Europe. I've been there, I've done it, I've seen it, I don't want to go.
How about Asia?
I've been to Hong Kong, that's as far. I wasn't really impressed with Asia, it's not my thing. So I like clean and good food.
Yeah.
I'm happy at home now. Why should I go anyplace else? I mean, I got a nice bed. I got all the food I want. I got good food. I fix it myself. We have nice restaurants in here. Why should you go anyplace?
What advice would you give young people right now? What advice would you give someone that's, let's say, they're college age? What would you say to get through the crazy stuff?
Well, they should concentrate on getting a job. Don't expect everything for nothing. Work for it. If you're going to work for it, you're going to appreciate it. Don't expect people to give you things. Don't be entitled. You're not entitled. Get your butt out there and get a job and work and pay for it what you want. Don't take it from your parents. Don't take it. I never took anything from my parents. You help your parents. You don't take from your parents.
Yeah.
And have some discipline and respect, you know. Nobody owes you anything. I never collected unemployment. I never took welfare. I never took a nickel for anything. Anything I have, I work for. Me and my husband work for it. Nobody gave it to us. And that's the way it's supposed to be, isn't it? That's what irritates me, because they feel entitled.
Do you think older people feel entitled sometimes
Well,
too?
I tell you one thing. If a person is older and is sick or needs help and can't work anymore, I'd be the first one to take care of them, okay? I can understand that. But if you can work, you get your butt out there and do it. If you need help, it's a total different story. And when you're older, you have other problems. You can't work. I don't see anything wrong helping there. But when you're healthy, you ain't going to get nothing from me. I got news for you.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is, isn't it?
Yes.
That's the way I was raised.
Even if you can get help, it's like you just kind of go along with you work your way through it. You don't just jump the step.
No.
Jump over the step. You keep working through it.
Hell yes. You worked all your life.
I did.
Well, and don't you feel good about it?
I do.
I feel good about it. I don't have to say thank you to anybody, right?
Yeah. What do you, let's see, so what do you see as the future of Palm Desert? Do you think it's good? It's
I think it's good. I think right now we have a good council, and I hope we keep it.
Mm-hmm.
And Palm Desert is a wonderful city. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of nice people here. There's a few jerks, but there's a lot of nice ones, more nice ones.
You're certainly one of them.
Well, you take the good and the bad. So if there's more good, forget the bad. Don't even talk about the bad, right?
Yes. Well, I'm going to end it there then.
Okay,
That was perfect.
good.